Does anyone know why the North Sea is so scary and dangerous? Have you ever been through the North Sea? Despite its natural beauty and commercial importance, the North Sea has a reputation for being harsh and hazardous. So come along with us as we take you through the mind-blowing northern adventure. The North Sea. Ever wonder why it's considered dangerous to cross the North Sea? What secrets does it conceal that set it apart from other seas? Its hazardous nature is influenced by a number of factors, including heavy maritime traffic, industrial activities, and extreme weather. In northwestern Europe, the North Sea is situated between the northeastern beaches of Norway and Denmark, the southeast coastlines of Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France, and the west and northwest shores of the United Kingdom. Still, at about 570,000 square kilometers, or 220,000 square miles, it is an arm of the Atlantic Ocean. For the nations surrounding it, the North Sea is an essential body of water supporting various industries, including shipping, fishing, the production of oil and gas, and tourism. With thriving ports like Aberdeen, Hamburg, and Rotterdam acting as vital gateways for international trade, the region has long been a hub for trade and marine activity due to its ideal location. However, there are certain difficulties when it comes to the marine environment of the North Sea. The maritime and offshore industries are putting themselves in a substantial amount of danger due to their unpredictable weather patterns, which frequently bring forth violent storms and choppy waves.
Oh my God!
Limited search and rescue resources. Despite the North Sea's high volume of commerce, not all locations have access to search and rescue equipment, particularly in isolated or offshore locations. However, responding to emergencies at sea can be challenging due to inclement weather, choppy seas, and the vastness of the North Sea. Excessively slow response times can potentially increase the threat of marine incidents and accidents. This demonstrates how crucial it is for all parties engaged in the maritime sector to cooperate, communicate, and be prepared. Before we move further, please hit that subscribe button to Planet 10, where we bring you discoveries worldwide. You can also like, share, and comment on this video. Let us know what you think. Environmental issues. Do you know that pollution and environmental deterioration are major challenges to the delicate ecosystem of the North Sea? Its waters have been contaminated by chemical pollutants, raw sewage, and industrial waste, which has resulted in a decline in marine biodiversity, habitat destruction, and issues with water quality. Moreover, oil spills, whether from offshore drilling activities or maritime accidents, can have disastrous effects on marine life, coastal ecosystems, and the local economy. The North Sea is experiencing marine litter and pollution problems due to abandoned plastics washing up on beaches and piling up in the water column. Unfortunately, because plastic debris entangles marine life, chokes seabirds, and pollutes the food chain, it is bad for both human health and wildlife. Tides and underwater currents. In the North Sea, strong submarine currents and tides are especially common, where they merge or flow through small channels. These currents have the power to alter a ship's direction and speed, making sailing more difficult, especially for inexperienced or unprepared sailors. Also, tidal ranges can fluctuate dramatically in the North Sea, resulting in abrupt changes to currents and water levels. If sailors don't plan their routes and sail correctly, this can take them off guard.
That's God.
Poor visibility and fog. The North Sea frequently experiences fog, particularly during specific seasons or unfavorable weather. When there is fog, visibility can be severely reduced, making it difficult for ships to navigate safely and for naval operators to see potential threats like other ships, buoys, or objects in the water. Low visibility, however, increases the likelihood of mishaps like crashes, groundings, and other issues, particularly in shipping lanes and other regions with heavy marine traffic. Regional characteristics. People's perceptions of the North Sea's danger are largely influenced by its geographical characteristics. Although it is not as deep as other bodies of water, it is nevertheless called a sea. It is around 95 meters, or 310 feet, deep on average. It's risky for ships, especially smaller ones, because the ocean isn't very deep, and even light winds can create large waves. Another well-known characteristic of the North Sea's weather is its rapid shifts. There are treacherous waves, high gusts, and much rain throughout the year. People who operate on the sea and sailors alike may be caught off guard by the swift changes in the weather. Strong winds and enormous waves are brought by storms originating in the Atlantic Ocean that frequently spread throughout the North Sea, endangering ships and offshore locations. Meanwhile, the abundance of shoals, submerged shipwrecks, and sandbanks make navigating the North Sea challenging. It might be challenging to detect these threats, particularly in low eyesight situations and during inclement weather. Even with modern navigational equipment and technology, going into difficulty or hitting something underwater is always possible. Human activities. What if I told you that several human activities in the North Sea make it seem dangerous? Offshore platforms and installations support the exploration and production of oil and gas. Although necessary for energy generation, these facilities risk causing industrial accidents, gas leaks, and oil spills. Furthermore, heavy equipment, combustible materials, and volatile substances on floating docks increase the possibility of incidents that endanger both people and the environment. Every year, thousands of ships cross the North Sea. In the North Sea, cargo ships, ferries, fishing boats, and tourist boats maneuver through narrow passageways, crowded harbors, and active marine routes. Nevertheless, increased maritime traffic, particularly in poor visibility or weather conditions, increases the likelihood of accidents, groundings, and other mishaps. The North Sea's abundant marine resources are fished by businesses from numerous countries. The competitive, overfishing, and unsustainable nature of commercial fishing raises concerns regarding the long-term health of North Sea fish species. Fish population declines can exacerbate social and economic problems along the coast by threatening marine ecosystems and livelihoods that depend on fishing. The formation of ice. Ice may occur in certain locations in the North Sea during the colder months, notably in the winter, especially in the northernmost sections of the sea. Sea ice, ice flows, and icebergs pose serious risks to ships, particularly smaller ones or those unprepared for working in frigid weather. A ship's stability, turning radius, and speed can all be affected when ice accumulates on its top. This increases the likelihood of mishaps, damage, or loss of control. Ultimately, the North Sea enjoys a solid reputation as a very dangerous sea area. This is due to the numerous natural and man-made threats it presents. Meanwhile, numerous issues exist for those who venture into the North Sea. It is extremely dangerous due to its shallow depths, erratic weather, heavy sea traffic, and industrial activity. Some of these dangers can be decreased by improving environmental preservation, adhering to safety regulations, and making navigation safer. Weather-specific challenges. The severe weather patterns of the North Sea greatly add to its reputation for hazards. This region experiences warm temperatures, high humidity, and a lot of rain due to its oceanic environment. However, what distinguishes the climate patterns of the North Sea are its storms and powerful winds. The North Sea is renowned for having gale-force winds reaching speeds of over 100 km per hour or 62 mph during storms. These powerful winds create large waves up to a few meters high, which poses a serious risk to ships and other maritime activity. Boats that aren't adequately equipped or prepared for the conditions may capsize, sink, or sustain significant damage due to high winds and choppy waves. In addition, storm surges are another frequent meteorological occurrence in the North Sea. They increase the risks, particularly on the low-lying beaches. However, storm surges result from ocean water building up near the coast due to strong winds and low air pressure, which raises the water level above usual. These surges have the potential to endanger people and property in coastal areas by causing erosion and flooding. Temperatures of cold water. The water in the North Sea is consistently frigid, even throughout the summer. If someone falls overboard or spends a long time in the water, exposure to cold water can cause catastrophic injury. Furthermore, hypothermia can strike fast in cold water, impairing your capacity for clear thinking, fluid movement, and survival. Survival can be difficult without the appropriate safety equipment and prompt recovery operations. Challenges in navigation. Pay special attention to electronic guidance devices, navigational charts, and marine regulations in the North Sea. Route planning and boat operation become more difficult when shifting sandbanks, undersea wrecks, and navigational markers occur. Navigation becomes considerably more challenging in the presence of fog, mist, or rain, which also increases the likelihood of accidents, anchorages, and other nautical mishaps. Isolation and remote places. Certain regions of the North Sea, especially those located further offshore or in isolated areas, could experience extended periods of isolation from the outside world. Businesses frequently locate unmanned installations, oil rigging, and floating platforms far from the coast. In the event of an accident or disaster, this makes it challenging to get people out and seek assistance. The difficulties in reaching people, medical care, and supplies in remote places can increase the dangers associated with offshore operations and exploration. To ensure the safety of everyone who uses its resources and navigates its waters, the North Sea must be managed with respect and care as it remains a harsh and dangerous environment. What do you think about the North Sea? Do you think there is something to be done to change all of this? Let us know in the comment section below. And what if I told you that the universe has a dark truth? Check out our previous video on this channel.